Not only was it a very specific community that I felt like I was very warmly welcomed into, but it was artistically really stimulating too. I love the collaging effect in this one, as if the sounds and the memories soaked in these sounds leave a lasting impression, and how the community kind of melds into one another. Um, it felt like a nice, deep-seated Los Angeles night out memory that permeates into the others. But I loved being invited into this world, seeing the passion, the connections of the community, the dedication to giving people a good time, keeping the culture alive, keeping the scene alive. This just felt like a really great intro to the history of the scene, the main players, and the effect that the community has on people. It was really welcoming without any pretension or gatekeeping to the community. So I thought this was really lovely, and I had a lot of fun.
I really liked how they explain how each region has different styles of it, have different ways of presenting it. And I thought that was really cool because just knowing that there's maybe like one foundational thing, but knowing that each one branches off based on how you've grown up and the area you're in, I thought that was really, really cool. I also thought it was interesting just learning the craft, seeing how they kind of have to keep up with the flow and the freestyle of it and whatnot. I thought that was really cool, and I know that's very difficult. So props to them, and seeing it live, how people have to come up to them and be like, say this, say that, or like having to just keep the party going when maybe people aren't feeling as lit and stuff like that, and just kind of making sure that the crowd is happy, everyone's happy, and the momentum's going. Because, obviously, with when you go to a party, if the MC person is not lit, it's kind of hard to get lit. So it sounds like a very hard job, and it looks like a hard job. So props to them and being able to see it. I also really kind of liked the flip side of it, in which they showed why a passion like this takes a lot of time and effort, and things have to give. The older gentleman who was talking about how he said that due to his career and how demanding it became because of his rise in notoriety, it led to rifts in his relationships with his family. He had to be away for a while all the time between gigs, and just how his marriage fell apart and whatnot. And he's upset about it, but he's still being able to do what he loves. So it's a love-hate situation, and it's very hard, but it's very much one of those when you're really into your craft and really into your passion, what gives and what are you willing to give up to make your dreams come true? And I thought that was really cool.
It was a very interesting piece. I thought it did a really great job of sort of capturing the culture of the area, and how that music scene was very grassroots. And I thought it was interesting using the DJ as a sort of narrator guide for it, because he really sort of captured sort of the dynamics between how the age ranges of the culture sort of contribute to the scene itself. There were younger characters as well as more adult characters, and I thought it showed that the culture of the music scene was relevant even to people who are not playing it out in a bar or a nightclub. And I thought that the piece had a really great way of reflecting sort of the societal impulses and the personal impulses as to why the scene grew from there, and why it was so important culturally to those who were still there. So I thought it was a well done piece, that it was very accessible to someone who didn't know anything about it, like myself. And I thought that it had a great sort of documentary, hyper documentary feel that still felt like it was a narrative form, that I thought made it a very easy piece to get into.
We get to see this person start in LA and dive into his roots and fall in deeper into his culture, and we get to see a really nice experience when it comes to the entertainment and nightlife in this area. It is flashy, there is dancing, and you can tell that the music in itself is a character within this piece, and we get to see, not only see his experiences, but listen to the music that he's able to put together. And I think that's a really nice rendition in order to attach roots to your culture and an artistic expression. I think it's really creative to put a time capsule in how far you've gotten and where you've started, and seeing the journey of your first event to where you are now.
The general idea of sharing cultures, sharing what makes your culture yours in a sense. I think all of that is really important. I think it makes people more understanding. I think it is just great for people in general. And I really, really do love learning about it. And this is exactly why. It's like, for him, this is his job, but he's still representing his city. He's still, you know, representing his family and what he loves to do and his passion as well. And he's spreading that. And I think that that is so beautiful and so wonderful and just like really fun to learn about. This isn't something that I would have been exposed to otherwise. So I think I enjoyed it even more because, like I said, it's not something that I would have been exposed to. So I really, really enjoyed it. I think that, like I said, I think it's really important that cultures and passions are shared, because I think it helps bring people together or bring a level of understanding.
I thought this was a very interesting and informative documentary about this specific music and these, well, the sound systems slash DJs at these parties and get-togethers. I actually live in an area where I hear sometimes this type of music being played, and it makes me wonder, are they broadcasting it live throughout Mexico, Argentina, Colombia? It's kind of neat to know they have shout outs from all over, and it was nice to see the backstory of how this music scene evolved. The one guy talked about it being, you have to be creative and spontaneous while you're hosting these events. The one guy mentioned the big balls voice. That made me laugh. I just thought there was a lot of fun footage and colorful effects throughout, and how these people traveled to different places like Colombia for the vinyl records and other metropolises. So, and it began in Mexico City in the 60s in working class neighborhoods. So it was just kind of neat to hear the beginnings and the evolution of it and what it all means to these people. So it involved a lot of passion from the filmmakers.
It's always fun learning more about someone's career choice or their passions, getting a behind the scenes look into it, and also hearing more about why they do what they do, what makes them so passionate about it. And because it deals a lot with music, I enjoy topics that deal with music because music can be a very spiritual experience, especially when it's music that's within a group. So for this case, DJing, just seeing a group of people come together all through the power of music, it's a very magical experience.